Welcome, kings of discipline, warriors of purpose, and members of the Stoic Men Tribe. If you're watching this right now, it's not by accident. It means you've reached a stage in life where the noise no longer satisfies you, where the crowd feels empty, and where walking alone feels necessary. Most men fear solitude. They confuse it with weakness, rejection, or failure. But the truth, the uncomfortable truth, is this: every strong man is forged in isolation. Growth does not happen in the crowd. Strength is not built in comfort. And purpose is never discovered by following everyone else's path. In this video, we're going to talk about why walking alone is not a curse, but a calling. Why distancing yourself is sometimes the most powerful decision you can make. And how solitude, when embraced with discipline and intention, transforms ordinary men into unshakable ones. This is not a motivational fantasy. This is a mindset shift. A return to inner strength, a reminder that the path to greatness is often quiet, lonely, and misunderstood, but always worth it. If you are ready to grow stronger, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you're in the right place. Before we begin, subscribe to the Stoic Men Tribe, like this video, share it with a brother who needs this message, and turn on notifications. Because this channel is for men who choose growth over comfort and strength over approval. Walking alone is not about isolation from people. It is separation from distraction. It is the conscious decision to step away from noise, validation, and constant opinions so you can finally hear your own mind. Most men never do this. They move in groups, think in crowds, and live according to borrowed beliefs. And because of that, they never discover who they truly are. To walk alone means you stop outsourcing your identity. The Stoic philosophers understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less. Or more accurately, do what is essential." Walking alone is doing what is essential. It is cutting away what weakens you. Unnecessary conversations, empty entertainment, and relationships that drain your spirit. Strength begins when excess ends. At first, solitude feels uncomfortable. Silence exposes thoughts you've been running from. Doubts rise, old fears resurface. But this is where growth begins. Seneca warned us, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity." When you walk alone, you face yourself without armor. And in that confrontation, you either break or you build. Strength is forged in repetition, not applause. While others seek recognition, the man walking alone trains in obscurity. He reads while others scroll. He works while others complain. He disciplines his body and sharpens his mind without anyone watching. This is why his confidence is quiet. It does not need validation. Friedrich Nietzsche said it plainly. The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. Walking alone is rebellion against the tribe. It is choosing self-mastery over acceptance. And self-mastery is the highest form of power. As you continue walking alone, something changes. You stop reacting and start choosing. Your emotions no longer control you. Your standards rise. Your tolerance for weakness, especially in yourself, disappears. You become selective with your time, your energy, and your words. This is what the Stoics meant by inner strength. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Walking alone teaches you mastery. You learn to sit with discomfort. You learn patience. You learn that loneliness is temporary, but strength is permanent. And one day, without realizing when it happened, you notice it. You are no longer afraid to be alone. In fact, you prefer it. Because in solitude, you found discipline. In discipline, you found power. And in power, you found yourself. This is how you walk alone. And this is how you grow stronger. When I say walk alone, I am not saying abandon your family. I am not saying neglect your responsibilities. I am not saying turn your back on your business, your team, or the people who depend on you. Walking alone is inner separation, not external betrayal. It is the decision to grow in silence so you can return with strength. Most men grow slowly because they try to become everything for everyone at the same time. They scatter their energy, dilute their focus, and postpone their potential. Walking alone gathers that energy back. It concentrates your will. And when focus becomes concentrated, growth becomes faster. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When you walk alone, your thoughts stop being polluted by constant opinions. You think clearly. You act decisively. You move with purpose. And clarity is speed. Walking alone means you stop explaining yourself to people who are not on your path. You stop asking permission to grow. You stop shrinking your vision to keep others comfortable. This is not betrayal, it is preparation. Seneca reminds us, "He who is everywhere is nowhere. The man who tries to please everyone grows nowhere. But the man who steps back, refines himself, and sharpens his mind, returns stronger. To his family, to his business, to his mission." Solitude builds discipline. When no one is watching, you train harder. When no one is praising you, you become consistent. When no one is encouraging you, you learn to encourage yourself. This self-reliance is power. Epictetus taught, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Walking alone allows you to embody strength instead of talking about it. Your family doesn't need your promises, they need your stability. Your business doesn't need your noise, it needs your clarity. And clarity is born in solitude. You grow stronger, faster, because walking alone removes emotional drag. No unnecessary drama, no constant reassurance, no energy leaks. Every hour you spend alone with purpose compounds into resilience, wisdom, and calm authority. Aristotle said, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom." Walking alone is how you know yourself. And a man who knows himself moves faster because he is not confused about his direction. One day, people will say, "You changed." Yes, you did. You became stronger. You became calmer. You became decisive. And the truth is, you didn't walk away from them. You walked toward your potential. You walked alone so you could stand strong for everyone who matters. This is how walking alone makes you grow stronger. This is how it makes you grow faster. Walking alone is powerful, but it is not easy. The path of strength is never paved with comfort. The moment you decide to step away from the crowd and grow in silence, challenges will rise to test your resolve. These challenges are not signs you are on the wrong path. They are proof that the path is working. The first challenge you will face is loneliness, not the absence of people, but the absence of understanding. Friends may stop calling. Familiar voices may grow distant. People who once celebrated you may question you. This is where most men turn back. But the strong man stays, because he understands that loneliness is the price of independence. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Walking alone forces you to stop wasting time on shallow connections and invest it in deep growth. Loneliness refines you. It teaches you self-respect. It teaches you that your worth does not depend on constant company. The second challenge is self-doubt. When you are alone, there is no one to reassure you, no one to clap, no one to tell you you're doing well. Doubt will whisper, "What if I'm wrong? What if I fail?" But this inner battle is necessary. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Walking alone trains you to master your thoughts. Each time you silence doubt and keep moving, your mental strength multiplies. The third challenge is misunderstanding. People will label your discipline as pride, your silence as arrogance, your distance as betrayal. Let them. Growth often looks offensive to those who are comfortable where they are. Epictetus warned us, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Walking alone means accepting that not everyone will understand your journey, and they don't need to. Strength does not require permission. Another challenge is temptation. Temptation to return to old habits, to rejoin the noise, to seek comfort instead of progress. The familiar will call you back when growth becomes uncomfortable. But remember, comfort is the enemy of becoming. Aristotle said, "Through discipline comes freedom." Each time you resist temptation, you gain control. And self-control is the foundation of true strength. The final and greatest challenge is patience. Walking alone does not produce instant results. Growth is slow, quiet, and invisible at first. You will work while others relax. You will sacrifice while others celebrate. This delay tests your faith. Nietzsche said, "He who cannot obey himself will be commanded." Patience is obedience to your future self. When you stay committed despite slow progress, you prove that you are no longer ruled by impulse. Understand this. Every challenge you face on this path is shaping you into a man who cannot be shaken. The loneliness builds independence. The doubt builds resilience. The misunderstanding builds character. The temptation builds discipline. The patience builds power. Walking alone is not about becoming cold. It is about becoming solid. And when the time comes, when you step back into the world, you will not need to announce your strength. They will feel it. Walking alone taught you discipline. Challenges forged your resilience. Now comes the final truth. Nothing in your life grows until you learn to control yourself and push yourself forward, especially when no one is watching. Self-control is not restriction. It is direction. Most people are ruled by mood, impulse, and comfort. They move only when they feel inspired. But the man who grows in anything, mind, body, purpose, or legacy, moves by command, not emotion. Epictetus said it clearly. No man is free who is not master of himself. When you control yourself, you control your future. You decide when to wake up, when to work, when to rest, and when to endure. You stop negotiating with weakness. You start giving orders to your life. Pushing yourself is not cruelty. It is respect for your potential. You push yourself to train when your body wants comfort. You push yourself to think when others escape. You push yourself to stay disciplined when quitting feels easier. And every time you do, your identity shifts. You stop asking, "Can I?" and start knowing, "I must." Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining." Growth in anything, business, relationships, purpose, or character, requires endurance. Not talent, not luck. Endurance. Control also means choosing long-term strength over short-term pleasure. It means saying no to distractions that weaken you and yes to habits that build you. This is how men rise quietly while the world stays loud. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Once you control your thoughts, fear loses its grip. Once fear loses its grip, action becomes natural. And once action becomes consistent, growth becomes inevitable. Understand this. You don't rise because life gets easier. You rise because you get stronger. Stronger in discipline. Stronger in focus. Stronger in silence. This strength will show in everything you touch. Your presence will carry weight. Your words will carry meaning. Your actions will carry results. And when others ask how you changed, you will know the truth. You mastered yourself. You walked alone. You pushed forward. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a higher standard. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to the Stoic Men Tribe. Like this video, share it with a brother who needs strength, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's next. And don't stop here. Watch next in our playlist. Wisdom for Men. Because growth is a daily choice, and this path is meant for those who refuse to stay weak. Stay disciplined, stay strong, and keep rising.